Hi everybody, it's Katie. I am going to show you just a quick video of how I add things to my Google Classroom. Google Classroom is really great to use for sending out assignments to your students, making sure that all of your links are in one place. You can also use it to get them all back into one solid area. There's a great embedded grading system in Google Classroom, which you can use, and I'll show you in a later video. So today I'm just going to show you how I add assignments. I have a mock classroom set up with a John Doe student, just something quick and easy to show you. So in Bedford, we have a class link page, and this is where all of my links are, and all of my links that I have passwords to are all connected to this. So I'm just going to go up to Google Classroom. It's going to open in a new tab, and I'm going to find my classroom. Now be aware I do have a lot of classes since I am the technology teacher. My mock one is right here. I always recommend to students that you click where it says the title of the class, otherwise it doesn't really work. So I always click on where it's underlined. So this is my classroom. You can always change the background. I'm going to do a video also about setting up your Google Classroom, and that'll be real quick and easy. You can see that on the website as well. So when I need to add something to my classroom, I go up to classwork and I click create. I'm going to just add an assignment. Now when this pops up, the really cool thing about it is if I want to add this to multiple classes, I can do it all in one step, which is really nice as I teach 5 kindergartens, 5 first grades, 5 second grades, and 5 third grades. I can easily come in here and click for all of my kindergarten and just set up one assignment for all of them. I could also, if I had a student who needed to be working on something different than everybody else to differentiate, you can also go over to all students and you can select the students that you want to send it to, and then the other students will not get it. It won't even show up on their classroom as an option. So that's a really cool feature of Google Classroom. So today I'm only going to keep it to my mock classroom, and I'm only going to give it to John Doe. I only have one student in here. So I am going to title this All About Me. And sometimes I give instructions. I usually verbally give instructions, but there's also always that chance that a child isn't here that day and they didn't get to hear my verbal instructions. So I do like to just put a really quick instruction of what they need to do. So I'm just going to say, open your assignment, then add your selfie. Make sure you also tell a little about yourself. Now, you can always set up that this is ungraded, or you can change your points. My grading system depends on whether I'm giving this as an early finisher work and it's a participation grade, or if I'm giving it as an assignment. This is actually going to be an assignment, and when I looked at it, there were about 7 or 8 things for them to do. So I always make it an even number because it's just easier to grade that way. So I like to make it about 10 points. You can also change the due date. If you need it done by a certain time, you can change that. I like to keep mine open-ended. And this way students can always go back and continue working on it, or they can resubmit it if they need to fix anything. Topic, you can always create a topic, and that helps you set up your the way that your classwork stream, like your classwork list is. And so say if it is a slides presentation, you can put it under that, or if it's if you're doing it in a regular ed classroom, if it's your homework or if it's your classwork or if it's your center work, you can do all of those different topics and have them set up so that your students can just go to where their center work is. One thing that I really like to do, and I saw this on a different blog, is you number your assignments. So this assignment is going to be 001. And this is really cool for you to keep yourself organized, but also to keep the students organized. My kindergartners don't necessarily know what All About Me looks like, but for the most part, they can look at 001 and find that. So I like to have the numbers for that reason, but it also helps keep my Google Drive organized and it helps keep my Google Classroom organized. So that's something that I really have been playing around with in my classroom this year. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to do is I am going to go down to my Google Drive, and my assignment should actually be in my recent file. So I'm going to click on that and I'm going to add that. The one thing that you want to make sure that you can do is you want to change this. You want your students to each make a copy for each student for the most part. Now my file is a collaborative digital book, so everyone is going to be working on it. So I'm actually going to make it students can edit, just because that's the type of file it is. A lot of times, and most of the time, my files are make a copy for each student, and then nobody can see what the other students are working on. Nobody can edit in multiple ways. Everyone gets a copy, and everybody can work on their own. But because we're collaborating with this, then I want every student to be able to edit my book. So I am changing it to students can edit, and then I am going to assign. Now the one cool thing about this too is that you can assign it right away. You can schedule an assignment, or you can save it as a draft and come back to it at a later date. Like if I were to get interrupted right now and wanted to make sure everything was set, I might save it as a draft and then come back to it. I might also schedule it so that if students are working from home, they won't see it until the day of their class. So I have some students that do like to work from home, and they can have access to it. I might not want them to have access to it right away until I can sit in class with them and explain what's going on. So today, though, I'm just going to click Assign. And then it is here in my classwork. It will also show up on a Stream right here. Now, when you click on Stream, you can see it in that way. When a student opens it up, it's a little bit different, and it's just different, all of their different assignments. I always suggest to students that they go to classwork and then they find it here. Now, if you do it with the numbers, that is where your Google Classroom will look really organized, because it will come in number order, but it also comes up in how you set it up. So if you want to put in your 003 before you put in your 002, your 003 will pop up first. But again, that's where I like to keep myself organized, keep my plans organized, keep my students organized by just having the numbers, so I can just easily say, oh, click on 002, that's what we're working on today, instead of saying the second one down for my kindergartners who might not know what All About Me looks like or what my next one might look like. So that is all that I have for you today. I hope that this has helped you figure out how to add your assignments to Google Classroom. Please feel free to leave any questions, any comments, or any suggestions that you may have. I hope you guys have a great day.